To set up for this flow, bring 2 blocks towards the top of your mat, one on either side. Then make your way down to Shavasana. Lie on your back. Bring your arms by your sides, face your palms up towards the sky. Your legs are long, there can be space in between your feet. Find a position that requires 0 effort to hold. Once you've come to stillness, make sure that your lips are sealed. Every inhale and every exhale comes in and out through your nose. We'll begin by counting our breath. Exhale out any air that you have, and then breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for a moment at the top. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for a moment at the bottom. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Keep breathing, counting by 4s. Try and make your inhales and exhales the same length. And notice what happens as you manipulate your breath. How present can you become to your breath, to your body, as you occupy this space in this place at this moment. The focus for today's class is to let go. What does that mean for you in your life right now? What do you need to let go of? If you're having a hard time thinking of something, that's okay. Whenever your mind starts to wander, think the words, let go. Let go of the need to control, the need to know, the need to have something to let go of. Bring movement into your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. If your eyes are closed, open them. On your next inhale, hug both of your knees into your chest. You can bring your knees together or let them fall out wide. Pick a posture with intention. If you want to massage your low back, you can rock side to side. The firmer that you hug your knees in towards your chest, the more compression there will be on your hips. Come to stillness if you're moving. Cross your right leg over your left for an eagle wrap. On an inhale, bring your hips over towards the right. Let your knees fall towards the left. Both arms can come out to a T, or just your right arm can come out, and then gaze over your right shoulder. Try to peel your right shoulder down towards the mat. And if your shoulder is not touching your mat, bring your knees back up towards center until it is. Find a point to gaze at. It can be just over your right fingertips. And notice if you're tensing in your neck or in your right hip. On your next inhale, bring your knees back through center. Swap the cross of your legs left over right. Your next breath in, your hips come to the left, knees fall to the right. Both arms out to a T, or at least your left arm. Gaze over your left shoulder. Where is your shoulder in relation to your mat? Can you adjust your legs so that your left shoulder is firmly planted? On your next breath in, bring your knees back through center. Uncross your legs. Hug both of your knees into your chest again. Does anything feel different? What happens when you twist? What do you let go of? Stay for one more inhale breath. And then roll onto your right side as you exhale. Make a pillow with your right arm. Your knees are still hugged in. Spend a moment here in transition. Focus on your breath. How does it feel now that you're on the side of your body? Use the strength of your arms to press yourself up into tabletop towards the top of your mat. Stack your wrists directly under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Your toes are untucked. Actively press your shins into your mat and find length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Your gaze will be down towards your mat so that you find length through the back of your neck. Press into your inner wrist creases. This will help protect your outer wrists. On your next breath in, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chest and heart. Exhale, cat pose, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale for cow pose. This is a back bend. Feel the opening through your upper spine. Exhale, cat, round your spine, focus on your low back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, hug your belly button towards your spine. Continue your cat-cows. You can add in organic movement, like figure eights, hip circles, weight shifting. You can also continue with cat-cow. You can play around with your tempo. When you go faster or slower, you'll have a different experience. What tempo do you need to help support letting go? Take a couple more breaths here to balance out. On your next exhale, meet back in tabletop with your long spine. Inhale, your right arm reaches high, gaze up towards your right fingertips. We're preparing to thread the needle here. You can take a couple of wrist circles with your right hand. Go in one direction, and then swap directions. Stay for one more inhale breath. Exhale, thread the needle. Your right arm reaches under your left, right cheek comes down to your mat. Left hand can walk towards the top of your mat. I like to bring mine to the upper right hand corner to increase my shoulder opening. If you like to add on any other variations here, feel free to. Otherwise, try to feel your hips stacked over your knees. And notice what opens here. Where do you need to send your breath so that you can find a balance between effort and ease? Bring your left hand back underneath your shoulder. On an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky, gaze up towards your fingers. Exhale, tabletop. Couple rounds of breath for cat-cow. or any other movement here that will help you let go of that and come into the present moment. Come back to tabletop. On an inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, gaze up towards your fingertips. Take a couple of wrist circles in one direction, and then swap directions. Stay for one more inhale breath. Exhale, thread the needle, left arm under right, left cheek comes down to the mat. Right arm can reach up towards the top of your mat or to your upper left-hand corner. Where are your hips? Have you continued to press your shins into the mat to engage your lower body? Bring your right hand back underneath your shoulder. On an inhale, left arm high. Exhale, tabletop. Couple breaths to let that side go. Find organic movement. Let yourself explore. What's a movement that you've never done here? On your next inhale, come back to tabletop. As you exhale, child's pose. Bring your knees wide, your big toes to touch. Your forehead releases down towards your mat. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Can you feel your fingertips as they reach towards the top of your mat? And then sense your hips as they peel down towards your heels. On your next breath in, come back to tabletop. Exhale, down dog, tuck your toes, send your hips high. We will spend a couple of breaths in our first down dogs. Do you need stillness? Do you need movement? Where are you trapping energy in your body? And how can you use your breath to let that go? It can feel really nice to bend into one knee at a time, to send your weight into your right hand and then your left hand. You can shake out a wrist, then the other wrist. You can shake out one leg at a time. Take a few more breaths, whether you're in stillness or moving, and recognize that every time you breathe and you connect your breath to your movement, you are making a choice of where to move your body, of where to move your mind. If you haven't already, find stillness in your down dog. Press into your inner wrist creases. Press into both feet equally. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. Your feet are hip width apart, which is about 2 fists worth. Roll your shoulders down your back. Find an external rotation from your elbows to your shoulders. How much higher can you send your hips? On your next breath in, lift your heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and on empty, step or hop to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift, hands to your shins as you breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Couple rounds of breath here in your first forward fold. I like to tuck my hands underneath my heels and bend deeply into my knees my first time here. You can also find ragdoll by grabbing onto opposite elbows. You can let gravity do all the work by releasing your hands towards your mat. Make sure your head and your neck are heavy. When you fold into yourself, when your armpits meet your knees, you're recharging. What do you need to let go of so that your batteries can charge back up? you have a bind with your hands, release it towards the mat. Find a halfway lift as you inhale, hands to shins. We're going to stay here for a couple rounds of breath. In your halfway lift, how long can you make your spine? Where is your gaze? And can you feel for the arch, the curve of your low back? Stay here for one more inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold, release. Roll yourself up to standing over a couple rounds of breath. Imagine that you're stacking your spine from the bottom all the way to the top. On your next breath in, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Release your hands by your sides, your palms facing forward. Your feet are hip-width apart. How does it feel to stand here? Are you pressing equally into both feet? On your next breath in, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, tall mountain, rise and reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart, release your palms by your sides. Inhale, tall mountain, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain, rise, reach up. Exhale, mountain pose, hands through your heart, release your palms by your sides. Inhale, tall mountain, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, high plank, plant your hands, step or hop your feet back. Stay for one round of breath, option to drop your knees. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. We'll set up for one round of cobra pose, but take the time to set yourself up here. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet, the tops of your legs into your mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. On an inhale breath, peel your chest up off of the mat. Your elbows hug in towards your center line, gaze slightly lifted. Can you press up a little bit higher? Stay for one more inhale. Exhale, release your forehead to your mat. Tuck your toes. Inhale, high plank, press up. Exhale, down dog, send your hips high. We'll be here for a couple rounds of breath, and if this is ever too much, you can always drop to child's pose. On your next breath in, send your right leg high, three-legged dog. We're here for a couple breaths so that you can level out your hips. Notice if you can press equally into both of your hands and keep your biceps by your ears. So try to keep your neck relaxed. This will help keep your spine long. Stay here for one more inhale breath. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. I like to bring my hands to blocks here, especially the first time. Your back heel stacks over your back toes, and it's really important to have a 90-degree bend in your front knee. You can play around with the height of your blocks. It can be nice to even have them on the highest level here. We'll be here for a couple breaths. If there's any rounding in your spine, try your best to take it out. On your next breath in, low crescent, drop your back knee, untuck your toes, bring your hands to the top of your right thigh. You still have a 90-degree bend in your front knee. And if you actively press your left foot into your mat, that'll help take some of the pressure out of your back knee. Option to keep your hands here, Or you can extend your arms up towards the sky on your next inhale breath. If you do extend your arms, or even if you still have them on your thigh, try to release your shoulders down your back to keep them as far away from your ears as possible. Is there anywhere that you're holding tension that you don't need to be? Anywhere that's not helping you hold your shape in this posture? On your inhale, if you haven't already, reach your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, half splits, plant your hands on your mat, send your hips back in space. Start to straighten your front leg. Flex your right toes back towards your face. And it's okay to keep a bend in your front knee, especially if your right hip is tight. What's most important is that you keep your left hip stacked over your knee, and also that you try to keep length in your spine. Breathe deeply into your right hip, the back of your right leg. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. On an inhale, low crescent, reach your arms up overhead, bend into your front knee. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Your left elbow comes outside of your right knee. Your hands are in prayer. If possible, gaze up towards the right. Or if that doesn't feel good on your neck, you can gaze straight out towards the right. If your knee starts to knock in towards your midline, can you press it into your left elbow to help keep it in line with your hip? On an inhale breath, come back through center, low crescent. Exhale, low lunge, plant your hands, lift your back knee. High plank is your inhale breath, right foot steps to meet your left. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Cobra pose, inhale breath. Exhale, release your forehead down to your mat. High plank, inhale, press up. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Couple rounds of breath in between sides. Feel how there's no rush to get anywhere. This time is sacred, a sacred time to be with your breath, to use this practice to release. On an inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Where is the weight in your hands? And what happens to your right hip when your left leg lifts? Stay here for one more inhale. As you exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. Couple breaths here. If you used blocks on the first side, you can try using them here as well. And even if you didn't use them before, if this side feels a little tighter and you need more support, please take it. Notice where your hips are. Can they stay at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock? Notice where your gaze is. And then what's the angle in your front knee? On your next breath in, low crescent, drop your back knee, untuck your toes, bring your hands to your left thigh. Were you able to keep your front knee stacked over your front ankle? And how are you distributing your weight on your left and right side? If you extended your arms up before on the other side, go ahead and reach them up now. And whether you've lifted them or kept them down, release your shoulders. Actively reach them down your back. On an inhale, low crescent, reach your arms up towards the sky if they're not already. Exhale, half split, send your hips back. Flex your front toes. Stack right hip over right knee. And when you keep the bend in your left knee so that your back stays straight, this will help you eventually get closer and closer to being able to do full splits. can really help open up your left hip if you keep your knee bent. On your next inhale breath, low crescent, bend into your knee, lift your arms. Exhale, prayer twist to the left, right elbow outside of your left knee, hands at heart center. Where is your gaze here? Where do you need to keep it so that you find balance, stability? And then how are you using the leverage of your elbow against your knee and your knee against your elbow to keep your hips level and to keep your left knee straight out from your left hip? On your inhale, low crescent, reach up through center. Exhale, low lunge, plant your hands, lift your back knee. High plank is your inhale breath, left foot meets your right. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release your forehead down. Tuck your toes, high plank, inhale breath. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Couple breaths. You can always drop to child's pose. On an inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop top of your mat on empty. Halfway lift, flat back, breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Tall mountain, rise up, inhale breath. Hands to your heart, release your palms by your sides as you exhale. Keeping your eyes open, your gaze forward. We'll spend a moment here in Tadasana. Can you reach your fingertips actively towards the ground? Where's your weight? What is engaged here? Are you being sloppy or intentional? And as you've been moving, has anything come up that you need to let go of? This is a reminder that you can use your breath to release anything that's holding you back from being your best self right now. On an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale breath. Exhale, high plank, plant your hands, step or hop back. Stay for your inhale. As you exhale, lower half or all the way down. Inhale is up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, down dog, hips high. Stay in your dog for one more inhale breath. Exhale, child's pose, knees wide, toes to touch, forehead releases. With every inhale, walk your fingertips closer to the top of your mat. Every exhale, your hips sink deeper towards your heels. Because this is a very active child's pose, you'll be up on your finger pads. How does this change your shape? How does it open your shoulders or your chest? On your next breath in, walk your hands back towards your knees. Bring your knees together, sit on your heels. Your palms rest one on top of the other. I like to stack my right on top of my left. Let your thumbs touch. If this does not feel comfortable or supportive, you can place 1 or 2 blocks underneath your sits bones. I like to place them the long way. Once you've found a shape you can comfortably hold, roll your shoulders down your back. Feel your crown reach up and settle into your breath. Imagine that your breath is starting at the base of your body. And as you inhale, your breath travels up your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. You rest there for a moment. And as you exhale, it travels down the front side of your body and then loops back underneath you. Inhale, your breath travels up your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. Pause. As you exhale, let your breath wash down the front side of your body, and then complete the loop at your base. Continue to imagine your breath in this spherical pattern. It is a breath that holds you together. It's a breath that allows you to manipulate time and circumstance. It is one of your most powerful tools, your closest companions. Feel all of your potential beneath you, and let that rise up your spine as you inhale. Once you get to the top, grace descends from above and washes down your front side. It all wraps back underneath you, a coat of protection. Inhale, your potential rises up from below. And as you exhale, grace descends, washes down the front side of your body and loops back underneath. Continue to breathe, feeling all that you can be, all that is inside of you, and then everything around you that's supporting you, that is here to lift you up, that is here to protect and guide you. And even though you have this breath that allows you to hold everything together, it's also a breath that allows you to let go. Yes, it is a breath that fills you. It is also a breath that creates space in your body. Take a couple more rounds of breath here as you imagine being surrounded by this magical breath. On your next breath in, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, tabletop, plant your hands, stack knees under hips. Find some movement in your body on all fours. You can even drop back to child's pose if that's calling to you. And over the next couple breaths, make your way back to down dog. We'll meet there. There's no rush. On your next breath in, reach your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon, right knee, right wrist, left leg long. Press your right shin into your mat, level your hips. If you have a bolster or a blanket to place underneath your hips to help remove any gaps from the floor, you're more than welcome to use that. And then you can stay propped up on your hands, or you can lower down into sleeping pigeon. Make sure to keep your right leg engaged. This will protect your knee and protect your hip. As you breathe in, notice where you're holding tension. Notice where your body doesn't want to let go. Use every exhale to imagine that you're able to release some of that energy simply by breathing. Enjoy this time in silence. and quiet. To continue to find the balance between effort and ease. On your next inhale, use the strength of your arms to press your torso up if it's down. Make your way back to tabletop. Lift your knee up. Take it in a couple of circles in one direction and then the other. And once you've been able to release some energy, press yourself back up to down dog. On an inhale, left leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Exhale, half pigeon, left knee, left wrist, right leg long. Press your left shin into your mat. Level out your hips, and if you took support on the other side, you have the option to take that here as well, the bolster or a blanket. Notice, do you need to find sleeping pigeon? Do you need to stay propped up? What is going to serve you more in this moment? Wherever you are, keep pressing your left shin into your mat. Don't forget about your breath. And make sure, if you're releasing tension from your hip, that it's not just traveling somewhere else in your body. Rather, use your exhales to fully release it. On an inhale breath, use your arms to press your torso up if it's down. Push back into tabletop, lift your left knee, circle it in one direction, and then the other. And then press back up to down dog one last time. And shake your head yes, shake your head no. Shift your weight from side to side. And then find stillness in your dog one last time. How much higher are your hips than they were at the beginning of your practice? Is your neck any more relaxed? How much stronger do you feel in your shoulders? On your inhale breath, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your hips all the way down to your heels. Wrap yourself into a tiny ball. Your arms wrap around your shins, nose towards your knees. Stay for one more breath in. As you breathe out, come all the way down onto your back. Extend your legs long, your palms face up, just like we started practice. We'll set up for a supported bridge. Bring the soles of your feet to your mat, about hip width apart. Bring them close enough to your sits bones that you can graze your heels with your fingertips. On an inhale breath, lift your hips up, and then slide a block underneath your sacrum. Your hands can rest on your hips, or you can bring your arms to the side, your palms face up. Now you've picked a setting for your block. Is that the right setting for you in this moment, or do you need to change? On your next inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips. Remove the block out from underneath you and gently lower everything down towards your mat. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, and on your next exhale, let both of your knees knock to the right. To increase the stretch here, you can stack your right ankle on top of your left knee. Your arms can come out to a T, and your gaze can come over your left shoulder. This is a very gentle twist, so if you need more, you can instead cross your left leg over your right, just like we did at the beginning of class. On your next breath in, bring your legs back up through center. As you breathe out, your knees fall to the left. Option to stack your left ankle above your right knee. Gaze is over your right shoulder. And if you need more, you can instead cross your right leg completely over your left leg for an eagle twist. On your inhale breath, bring your knees back through center. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Option here to find happy baby. Reach for the outsides of your feet. Let your knees fall towards the mat. It can feel nice to extend one leg long at a time. And then hug everything into a tiny ball. Lift your forehead up towards your knees. Hug them into your chest one last time. Stay here for your inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. Legs long, arms by your sides, palms face up. Take your time to get comfortable here. To find a posture that requires zero effort to maintain. Throughout this practice, have you been able to let go? Have you been able to identify something in your life that isn't exactly how you want it to be? And then to realize that you have the power to shift your perspective or to shift the situation. If not, that's okay. Even just letting go of the need to have something to let go of is part of the practice. Begin to bring movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Rock your head side to side. Then roll onto your left side. Create a pillow with your left arm. Hug your knees in towards your chest. On your next breath in, press into your hands. Come into a seat. On an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Thank you for sharing your practice. When you connect your mind and your body through breath and movement, you change the world. So I invite you to let go of any expectations you had of yourself, of any hopes or desires that you had for this 45-minute practice. And that you can embrace what was, and then let it go to create space for what is. You'll finish out class with the beautiful sound of Om. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Om. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.